Imagine if you could change your whole life just by changing what you believe. Sound too good to be true? Well, that's exactly what the law of assumption promises. This powerful idea says that whatever you truly believe deep down, you'll see show up in your life. It's like having a magic wand that turns your thoughts into reality. But here's the catch. It's not about wishing or hoping. It's about really, truly believing something as if it's already happened. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to always get what they want, while others struggle no matter how hard they try? The difference might just be in what they believe about themselves and the world. The law of assumption says that our outer world is just a mirror of our inner thoughts and beliefs. So if we want to change what we see in the mirror, we need to change what's inside first. Now you might be thinking, so what? Why should I care about some spiritual law? Well, here's why it matters. If you don't understand and use the law of assumption, you might keep struggling to get what you want in life. You could work super hard, try all sorts of strategies, and still feel like you're not getting anywhere. It's like trying to row a boat while the anchor is still down. You'll just tire yourself out without making much progress. But when you get how this law works, it's like lifting that anchor. Suddenly, all your efforts start to pay off. Things that seemed impossible before start happening. Opportunities show up out of nowhere. People start treating you differently. And the best part? It all starts with you and what's going on in your head. So, what exactly is this law of assumption? Simply put, it's the idea that your assumptions about yourself and the world become your reality. If you assume you're not good enough, the world will show you evidence that you're not good enough. If you assume you're destined for success, you'll start to see opportunities for success everywhere. Let's break it down with an example. Say you want a promotion at work. If you assume deep down that you're not qualified or that your boss doesn't like you, you might act nervous in meetings, avoid taking on new responsibilities, or even miss opportunities to show your skills. And guess what? That behavior makes it less likely you'll get the promotion, which then proves your assumption was right. But what if you assumed instead that you were the perfect person for the job? You might start acting more confident, volunteering for important projects, and showing your boss what you can do. Even if you don't get that specific promotion, your new behavior could lead to other opportunities you hadn't even thought of before. This law isn't just about positive thinking. It's deeper than that. It's about what you truly believe, deep in your core. These beliefs shape how you act, how you interpret events, and even what opportunities you notice or ignore. In a way, your assumptions act like a filter on reality, highlighting some things and hiding others. Now, let's talk about this idea of reality as a mirror. Imagine you're standing in front of a big mirror. Whatever face you make, the mirror shows it back to you. If you smile, the mirror smiles. If you frown, the mirror frowns. The law of assumption says that the world around us works the same way. Whatever beliefs or assumptions we hold inside, the world reflects back to us. This might sound a bit weird at first. After all, we're used to thinking that the world is out there and we're just living in it. But what if it's the other way around? What if our inner world is creating our outer world? Here's a simple way to think about it. Have you ever noticed how when you're in a bad mood, everything seems to go wrong? You stub your toe, you spill your coffee, people are rude to you. But on days when you're feeling great, everything flows smoothly. Same world, but a totally different experience. That's the mirror of reality in action. This mirror doesn't just reflect our moods, though. It reflects our deepest beliefs about ourselves and the world. If you believe deep down that people can't be trusted, you'll find yourself surrounded by untrustworthy people. If you believe that the world is full of opportunities, you'll start noticing chances to grow and succeed everywhere you look. Let me share a personal story to show how this works. A few years ago, I was really struggling with money. No matter what I did, I couldn't seem to get ahead. I was always stressed about bills and never had enough for the things I wanted. Then I learned about the law of assumption. I realized that deep down, I believed that money was hard to come by and that I wasn't good with finances. Once I saw this, I started to change my assumptions. I began to assume that money came easily to me, that I was great at managing my finances, and that there were always enough resources for what I needed. At first, it felt like I was lying to myself, but I kept at it, really trying to feel these new beliefs. And you know what? Things started to change. I got a raise at work. I found some old savings bonds I'd forgotten about. A friend told me about a great investment opportunity. Within a few months, my financial situation had totally turned around. The outer world had changed to match my new inner assumptions. Now, this doesn't mean that just thinking I'm rich will make money fall from the sky. The law of assumption isn't about magical thinking. It's about changing your core beliefs, which then change how you act and what you notice in the world around you. When you assume abundance, you start to see opportunities you might have missed before. You feel more confident asking for what you're worth. You make different decisions about how to use your resources. This mirror of reality doesn't just apply to money, of course. It works for relationships, health, career success, pretty much every area of life. Whatever you assume to be true about yourself and the world, you'll find evidence to support. It's like the mirror is always asking, "What face are you showing me?" And then it reflects that right back. The tricky part is that a lot of our assumptions are unconscious. We've picked them up from our parents, our culture, our past experiences, and we might not even realize we have them. That's why the first step in using the law of assumption is to become aware of what you're currently assuming. What beliefs do you hold about yourself? About other people? About how the world works? Once you're aware of your current assumptions, you can start to change them. This isn't always easy. Our old beliefs can be pretty stubborn, but with practice and patience, you can start to shift your assumptions and see your reality shift to match. Remember, the world is like a giant mirror, always reflecting back what's inside you. So if you want to change what you see in the mirror, you need to change what's inside first. It's a powerful idea that can totally transform how you see yourself and your place in the world. Let's talk about something really important: how you see yourself. Your self-image is like a picture you have in your mind of who you are. It includes what you think about your skills, your worth, and what you deserve in life. This self-image is super powerful because it shapes everything you do. Think about it this way. If you see yourself as someone who's always late, you'll probably keep being late. If you see yourself as a fast learner, you'll pick up new skills quickly. Your self-image is like a set of rules that your brain follows without you even realizing it. So, how can you improve your self-image? First, you need to figure out what your current self-image is. What do you believe about yourself? Are these beliefs helping you or holding you back? Once you know this, you can start to change the picture. One good way to do this is to imagine your ideal self. Who do you want to be? What qualities does that person have? Then start acting like that person. Dress like them, talk like them, make decisions like they would. It might feel weird at first, like you're pretending, but if you keep it up, your brain will start to accept this new image as the real you. Another tip is to watch how you talk to yourself. Many of us have a mean voice in our heads that's always putting us down. Start catching those negative thoughts and changing them to positive ones. Instead of "I'm so stupid," try "I'm learning and getting better every day." Also, surround yourself with people who see the best in you. Their belief in you can help boost your own self-image and celebrate your wins no matter how small. Each time you acknowledge your successes, you're reinforcing a positive self-image. Now, what happens when we change how we see ourselves? It's pretty amazing. When you start to see yourself as capable, confident, and worthy, you'll act that way. And when you act that way, the world responds. You might find yourself taking on challenges you would have avoided before. People might treat you with more respect. Opportunities might start showing up that align with your new self-image. Remember, changing your self-image isn't about pretending to be someone you're not. It's about recognizing your true potential and letting it shine. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. Now that we've talked about changing your self-image, let's discuss why it's so important to stick with these new beliefs. Consistency is key when it comes to the law of assumption. It's not enough to just think positive thoughts once in a while. You need to hold on to your new assumptions day after day, even when things get tough. Why does consistency matter so much? Well, think of it like planting a garden. When you plant a seed, you don't see results right away. You need to keep watering and tending to it every day. If you forget about it or give up after a week, the plant won't grow. Your new beliefs are like seeds. They need constant care and attention to grow and become strong. So how can you stay consistent with your new beliefs? One good strategy is to make them part of your daily routine. You could start each day by writing down your new assumptions or saying them out loud. Some people find it helpful to put reminders on their phone or stick notes around their house. Another helpful trick is to act as if your new beliefs are already true. If you're assuming you're confident, act confident even if you don't feel it inside yet. If you're assuming you're successful, make decisions as a successful person would. This fake it till you make it approach can actually help your brain accept the new beliefs faster. It's also important to surround yourself with things that support your new assumptions. This might mean changing what you watch, read, or listen to. If you're trying to believe in your ability to be healthy, for example, you might start following fitness experts on social media or reading books about health. Now, let's talk about what to do when doubts come up, because they will. It's normal and okay to have doubts. The key is not to let them take over. When a doubt pops up, acknowledge it, but then gently remind yourself of your new assumption. You might say something like, "I see that doubt, but I choose to believe in my success." Sometimes it can help to look for evidence that supports your new beliefs. Even small things count. If you're assuming you're good with money, celebrate when you make a smart financial decision or resist an unnecessary purchase. These little wins can help strengthen your new beliefs. Remember, staying consistent doesn't mean you'll never have bad days or negative thoughts. It means that overall, you're committed to your new assumptions. It's like steering a ship. You might get blown off course sometimes, but you always correct your direction and keep moving towards your destination. Consistency takes practice and patience. Don't get discouraged if you slip up sometimes. Just get back on track as soon as you can. Over time, your new assumptions will become more and more natural, and you'll start to see real changes in your life. Now let's talk about the power of where you put your attention. In the law of assumption, what you focus on grows. It's like giving water and sunlight to a plant. Whatever you give your attention to will flourish. This means that if you spend all your time thinking about what you don't want or what's going wrong in your life, you'll just get more of those things. It's like if you keep telling yourself, "Don't think about pink elephants." What are you thinking about? Pink elephants, of course. So instead of focusing on what you don't want, turn your attention to what you do want. This shift in focus can make a huge difference in your life. For example, instead of thinking, I don't want to be in debt. Focus on, I want financial freedom. Instead of I don't want to be alone, think, I want a loving relationship. This change in focus affects your real life in several ways. First, it changes how you feel. Thinking about what you want usually feels a lot better than thinking about what you don't want. And when you feel better, you tend to act in more positive ways. Second, it changes what you notice in the world around you. Have you ever bought a new car and suddenly started seeing that same model everywhere? That's because your brain started paying attention to it. The same thing happens when you focus on what you want. You start noticing opportunities and possibilities you might have missed before. Third, focusing on what you want helps you take better actions. If you're always thinking about avoiding debt, you might make decisions based on fear. But if you're focused on financial freedom, you might look for ways to increase your income or learn about investing. Here's a personal example. I used to always focus on not being late. I'd constantly worry about time and rush around, but I was still often late. When I shifted my focus to being punctual and relaxed, things changed. I started planning better, leaving earlier, and actually enjoyed being on time. The goal was the same, but the focus was different, and it made all the difference. So how can you start focusing more on what you want? Start by being aware of your thoughts. When you catch yourself thinking about what you don't want, gently shift your focus to what you do want. It might feel awkward at first, but it gets easier with practice. You can also use visualization to help. Spend some time each day imagining what you want as if it's already happened. Really feel the joy and satisfaction of having what you desire. This not only feels good, but it also trains your brain to look for ways to make that vision a reality. Another helpful tip is to change how you talk. Instead of complaining about problems, talk about solutions. Instead of discussing what's wrong, discuss what could be right. Your words have power, so use them to support what you want. Remember, focusing on what you want doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing where to put your energy and attention. It's about being solution-focused rather than problem-focused. By consistently shifting your focus to what you want, you're using the law of assumption in a powerful way. You're assuming that what you want is possible and available to you. And as you maintain this focus, you'll likely start to see changes in your life that reflect your new positive focus. Now, let's talk about something really important when it comes to using the law of assumption, the delay between changing your thoughts and seeing results in your life. This is a part that trips up a lot of people, so pay close attention. When we change our thoughts and assumptions, we often expect to see instant changes in our lives. But that's not how it usually works. In the real world, things take time to shift and change. It's like planting a seed. You don't see the plant pop up right away, but things are happening under the ground. Why does this delay happen? Well, our physical world is denser and moves slower than our thoughts. It takes time for the energy of our new assumptions to ripple out and create changes in our circumstances. Also, sometimes we need to learn new skills or meet new people before our desires can manifest. This delay can be frustrating. You might start to doubt if the law of assumption is really working. You might be tempted to give up and go back to your old way of thinking. But here's the thing. This delay is actually a normal and necessary part of the process. So what can you do while you're waiting for results? First, keep faith in your new assumptions. Act as if what you want is already on its way to you. This helps to reinforce your new beliefs and keeps you in the right mindset. Second, look for small signs that things are changing. Maybe you're feeling more confident or you're handling challenges better. These small shifts are often the first signs that bigger changes are coming. Third, use this waiting time to prepare for what you want. If you're assuming a new career, start learning skills for that job. If you're assuming a loving relationship, work on becoming the kind of partner you want to attract. Remember, patience is key here. Some changes might happen quickly, while others might take months or even years. The important thing is to stay consistent with your new assumptions and trust the process. Now let's put all this knowledge into practice with a simple exercise you can do every day. This exercise will help you apply the law of assumption in your own life. Start by finding a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths to relax. Now, think about something you want to change or achieve in your life. It could be anything: a new job, better health, a loving relationship, more confidence. Next, imagine that you already have what you want. Really feel it as if it's happening right now. What does it look like? How does it feel? What are you doing differently now that you have this in your life? As you're imagining this, pay attention to any doubts or negative thoughts that come up. Don't try to push them away. Instead, gently acknowledge them and then return to your positive vision. Now create a short statement that captures this new reality. For example, I am confidently succeeding in my dream job, or I am enjoying vibrant health and energy every day. This is your new assumption. Repeat this statement to yourself, really feeling the truth of it. Do this for about 5-10 minutes. To finish, take a deep breath and open your eyes. Carry this feeling and your new assumption with you throughout your day. Try to do this exercise every day, preferably in the morning when you wake up and at night before you go to sleep. These times are when your subconscious mind is most receptive. As you practice this exercise, you might notice changes in how you feel and act. You might find yourself making decisions that align with your new assumption. You might notice opportunities you wouldn't have seen before. Remember, change takes time. Be patient with yourself and with the process. Even if you don't see big changes right away, keep at it. The small shifts in your thoughts and feelings are laying the groundwork for bigger changes to come. We've covered a lot of ground in exploring the law of assumption. We've learned that our assumptions shape our reality, that changing our self-image can transform our lives, and that consistency and focus are key to making these changes stick. Remember, the law of assumption isn't about magical thinking or ignoring reality. It's about understanding the powerful connection between our inner world and our outer experiences. It's about taking control of our thoughts and beliefs to create the life we want. As you start to apply these principles in your own life, be patient and kind with yourself. Change doesn't happen overnight, but with consistent effort, you can see amazing transformations. The most important thing is to start. Begin with small changes in your assumptions and see how they affect your life. Pay attention to your thoughts and gently guide them towards what you want to experience. And remember, this is a journey. There will be ups and downs, moments of doubt, and moments of incredible clarity. That's all part of the process. The key is to keep going, to keep assuming the best for yourself and your life. You have the power to shape your reality. Your assumptions are the blueprint for your life. So choose them wisely, hold them consistently, and watch as your world begins to reflect the very best of what you believe is possible. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of the law of assumption. I hope you'll take these ideas and use them to unlock the reality of your dreams. Remember, the power is within you. Use it well and create a life you love.